Greetings. In this tutorial, we are going to go over setting up the Turnitin similarity checker in an assignment in the Brightspace tool. So let's take a look. So here we are in the assignment tool. You can start from creating a new assignment, but I have a test assignment set up here with some of the things already checked. So I am just going to go into edit assignment. Like I said, you could also start with a brand new assignment as well. And just to make it easier, I have some of these things preset. It's in the grade book. I've got my points and due date, and all those things come in that we completely discuss in other videos if you need that information. But where Turnitin can be found is right here in evaluation and feedback. So if you go to this arrow here and drop down this menu, scroll up a little bit so you can see all the options available to you, and we'll go down here to the bottom and go to Manage Turnitin. Click on that. And then in order to enable it, you are going to check this box right here, and this will open up your options. Now you have a couple of options available to you. You can allow students or allow learners to see the similarity report when they submit their assignment. So it'll give a good idea of what it's reading, what sort of things they're seeing. So if you want students to see that, you can check that box. Again, it's going to be totally dependent on what's going to serve you for a particular assignment. And then this top one here will automatically run a similarity check whenever a student submits an assignment. If you wanted to sort of do this in post, you could identify individual submissions if you wanted to run a report on just those individual ones. And then here you can go to this More Option button, and we get this window here, and what you'll see is you have some options here. And again, since we've allowed students to see them, we'll have a couple of more options. Any of these options that are checked out in gray are not available in this particular tool because Turnitin is working through Brightspace. Those are kind of blocked out, and they're handled by some of the tools that are already existing in the assignment tool. So you don't need to recheck those boxes. Now here, this might be one you'd want to take a look at. This is going to look where students' papers are submitted to for further reflection or if they're going to be used. Now you can have those papers put into the standard paper repository, or if you don't want your students to be papers to become part of that repository, you can check this option here and have that the student, that they, although they'll be checked, they won't be reposited in the student repository at Turnitin. So again, that option is completely up to you, what will best serve you and your students. Now here you have some other options available to generate reports immediately. So they can generate reports immediately, and students would not be able to resubmit once that assignment's in. They can generate the report immediately, and students would have the ability to resubmit, especially since we checked that first option, and they could see what that similarity report is coming back as. So they would have a couple of chances, up to 3 times, to resubmit again, or it will generate that report on the due date, and students would be able to resubmit up until that due date, but they wouldn't see that similarity report until that due date had passed. Now, so again, whichever one best serves you is the one that you should select. It serves you and your students for any given assignment, and that may change depending on the assignment. Now, some other options that you have available here are to exclude things like bibliographic materials and so forth, because those may be very similar paper to paper and may affect the report. So some of the things that you may want to exclude being considered when the report is run. And then you can choose what items you're going to compare the students' papers and their submissions against, and just, kind of, if there is a particular template or something that you want to add, that is where you could add it in here. So, and if you made a lot of changes here, you may want to click this box here, which would save all these settings for future assignments within this course. And then once you have this set where you want it, click Submit. And you'll see you got your options here. Make sure you click Save. And then once you are all done, I'm going to make this assignment now visible to my students. I'll click Save and Close. And you'll see here in the test assignment, you'll see that this is in the grade book as I'd set it here. The due date is right there. But this symbol right here on the very right, sort of the paper with the, I guess, binoculars, those would be that are there, lets you know that this is set in Turnitin enabled. And you can see as I scroll over that, that is the case. Now, that's a quick overview on how to set it up, that Turnitin on your assignment. If you have any questions, reach out to me at cetl@uni.edu. Be well and have a great day.